Charlotte Flair has joined us because Charlotte, what's happening tonight?
SmackDown Live, Road to WrestleMania 34.
There we go. And one can't help but notice if you're in the room sitting, there's a gigantic belt in front of you. Look at that.
It goes everywhere with me.
So cool.
TSA loves it.
Oh, I bet.
Well, you are the current SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yes.
And so why wouldn't you take the belt everywhere?
That's right.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm always on the road.
For those that haven't seen you, you look like, and this is probably going to get me in trouble,
Oh, God.
a gorgeous young blonde Cher. Is that fair? Beautiful long hair.
Yeah, there's some, yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of a resemblance.
On her best day, maybe. No, I'm getting nothing here. Okay. Ace, you want to help me here?
Maybe the hair length.
That's what I just said. Gorgeous long blonde hair. Sure. Never
Not
mind.
participating again.
Fine. I'll just sit here.
So SmackDown Live, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, your new Grand Slam champion, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And myself, Grand Slam champion,
We're on
facing
Facebook.
Asuka at WrestleMania.
I'm sorry, we're on Facebook Live right now. Back to you. I just was handed that note. So,
Okay.
we can cover that.
Randy Orton is a fellow St. Louisan,
Yes.
and he actually, I did a comedy show, and he was in the audience. I didn't know it, and afterwards he came up to me and he said that it was very funny, and he gave me like kind of a side hug.
Yeah.
And I thought it would break ribs. It was so, but it was such an honor.
Yeah.
Now you've got to stay in shape. You're on the road almost all the time. That's got to be rough.
I just look at it as part of the job. If you invest in yourself, the fans invest in you. And, trying to model my career after my father, the one thing he did is he always was best dressed and looked good. And that's part of, being a Flair.
And Ric Flair, the 30 for 30 is a huge success.
Yes.
And he's pleased with it?
Yeah. My dad had a health scare this past fall. So, while he was in the hospital, just thinking that he wasn't going to have the opportunity to see the 30 for 30, make it, the big screen or to everyone's home, it was, nice for him to be able to appreciate it. And the one thing is my dad doesn't apologize for who he is. And he's lived life to the fullest. And I'm just glad everyone could kind of see the sacrifices he made to be who he is today.
Mm-hmm. Were you on the road a lot when you were little?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was older when I was born. So there's 4 siblings. And but he took, us on tour with him, and he wasn't absent. Like, my dad to this day texts me every single morning, no matter where I am, and we FaceTime at least twice. So that's the only thing in the 30 for 30. I just wanted people to really realize that, like, maybe he wasn't there for my sister or my older brother, but for me, like, every college volleyball game or high school training coach, I mean, he was hands-on. He's my best friend.
He said the proudest moment, and I'm going to be paraphrasing here, in wrestling for him was watching you win. And that's just so,
Yeah.
I mean, and he gets tears in his eye. It really, I was so choked up watching it.
Well, I just don't think he pictured his daughter carrying his legacy. When you have 2 sons and you never pictured your daughter being a part of the business, and I never wanted to be in the business. And then here I am.
Why are you in the business?
Because of my little brother. He wanted to be a professional wrestler.
Okay.
He passed away, it'll be 5 years in March.
Mm-hmm.
So I started because of him. So I thought if I got in, he would behave and get signed. But when I got signed, he never made it. So, yeah. But no, I just think it's weird to see your daughter carrying on, your legacy. And then I've main evented Raw, SmackDown, major pay-per-view, and I'll be the first woman to main event WrestleMania. And that says a lot. Being a generation kid, it's hard.
Sure.
And being a female in a male-dominated business.
Yeah.
When you made the decision, even though you grew up watching it,
Yeah.
what was the one thing that you learned? All of a sudden you went, wait a minute, I didn't think it'd be like this. Were there any sort of surprises?
Well, I wasn't really a fan. I was a fan of my dad. And I was like, oh, yeah, my dad's a wrestler, but I was into sports, school. My dad kind of, I don't know, I just wasn't attracted to it. Like, my 2 brothers loved it, lived it, breathed it. Both, my older brother was in WCW. My little brother traveled the world. Before he died, he was in Japan wrestling. But for me, I was just like, yeah, this is cool. My dad's, wears a sparkly robe. But what I did, I could never picture myself being a performer, being in front of the audience and what that was like. And then here I find myself doing something that scared the living hell out of me. And then now it's like where I feel most alive is being in the ring.
And that'll be tonight. Charlotte Flair is our guest, and it's a SmackDown. Banker's Life, tonight is the night. And thanks so much for your time, Charlotte. I know
Yeah,
you got
thanks for having me.
a lot to do, and you got to get to the gym
Yeah.
and get all psyched for today.
Thank you.
Do you go to the gym in packs when because you're at a hotel? Do you just use the hotel gym?
Well,
Can you
I
imagine
kind of
walking
argue with the
into a-
boys. Some boys are more of like an LA Fitness. I'm more of a CrossFit gym,
Gotcha.
Golds.
Can you imagine walking into the hotel gym and it's full of WWE wrestlers?
Yeah, that happens too.
You can have this. You can use this machine, sir.
Hopefully, it's more motivating than, I guess.
Yeah, demotivating.
distracting.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thanks, Charlotte.
Thanks,
We're
guys.
Gonna,